Okay, so now today we will see the session 7, that is for cash and bank model. Now first understand uh, what is cash and what is bank from the ERP perspective. Okay, as accountant you know already that there is a ledger, cash ledger, which you handle the cash transaction or petty cash you can say, and banks means the normal bank accounts wherever you have a bank account practically in your system or in your banks, you will have to have a separate main account for that and a separate bank for that. So bank is also a sub ledger where you have to create a bank and attach the main account for that. What is the importance, why we need separate bank for that, and why don't we use the simple main accounts just for okay, Bank of America one account, Bank of Canada another account, and just do the transactions. So if you do that, that is very crude way, or that is not the standard way to handle this, because then you need what bank reconciliation. So when you say bank reconciliation, you should know what is my bank balance and what is the bank has my balance. So that we have to cover, or that we have to post to the bank reconciliation entries. Then you should know what is my balance, what is the credit limit, what are the other like electronic payment through bank. There are a lot of things are there. So now for that we have to create the bank. After creating the bank, we have to link that bank to the main account, and we have to also link to the bank groups, and the if it's a company bank like I am organization, so organization bank. If you have vendor banks, your customer banks, that we have to separately configure into the vendor and customer module. But here when you say cash and bank module, this is for the organization cash and bank module. Okay, then there are some setups related to the bill of exchange. There is a promissory note. So there are some advanced setups also available in the cash and bank module, which we will cover later in the advanced stage. But initially we have to just create the bank and related to check setups and all the things. Okay, so what is mandatory for bank is that your main account is important, which you have to link your currency on which your bank account is there, that is important. And if there is any registration number or this account number, you have to update into your bank setup. Okay, after that you need a bank transaction types, like what are the types of transactions generally you do, like interest, deposit, check deposit, receipts, all these things you can create. If you have a separate ledger for that, you have to link that, like for example you have a interest expenses or interest received. These are the expense entries you need to post. In such case you have to attach that ledger in the bank transaction type. Okay, you will learn this, or you will read this later, and you will know that why it is given and what is the importance of this. Then we need a bank transaction group. This group is again your current account, your credit card credit account, your saving account, or your any maybe sometime export account, import account. Sometimes you use your export through one bank and import through one bank. So depends on the organization how many banks and for what banks they handle. You have to create the groups accordingly. Then there are some parameter where you have to set up some defined rules for number sequencing for. So there are some basic setups into the parameter. Okay, so these are some screenshots you have given. Then pre-notes, copies of payments, these are all just not mandatory, but as required setups. Then you have to configure the check layout. Then you have to create the bank, and you have to create the bank account, connect the groups, select the main account, vendor banks and customer banks. So this is all covered into the bank. So now let's go to the system and try to create your actual bank. So you have to click on this module list, and here is the cash and bank management tab. Okay, now in this tab you will see a lot of menu items. So first of all, we now here in cash and bank module we will not go with the groups first and mandatory setups. What we'll go, we'll start creating the bank accounts, and on the fly wherever we stuck we create that. Okay, this is the fastest way. The only thing which we need, that we should know which main account to be used. So that's the only check you have to check that. So what we will do, we'll go to the main accounts and see if you have bank accounts available into. So what I will do, I will take your entity instead of USMF. I will choose your entity.
Can we use the entity, because I don't think I have enough chart of account? Can we use Ola's own? What's Ola's legal entity?
Ola's, I don't know whether it is there. What was the name?
No, which one are you referring to? Is it the one, the Ola that he was using before?
No, the legal entity you're working with now. What's the legal entity short name?
Um, BAV.
Come again.
BAV. He was showing. Type B. B for ball. B for ball, or B for brother. Brother.
B.
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 A.
Yeah, that's the first one.
Okay, so yours is the 3 digit.
Yeah.
Okay, let me quick check of the ledger setup, so that we should not stuck again for the basic thing.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
So go to the general ledger module and then go to the ledger setups.
Yeah, I'm not sure if I've got into the ledger
Okay,
setup.
you have a startup account. You have created only one account over here. You have structure. In structure, star all is there. Okay, this is just a basic setup. Currency is Canadian dollar, and then this is the fiscal calendar where you have created the year 2022. Okay, so these are the things. The only thing is that we don't have much accounts to set up.
Yeah,
Okay,
you can create the main account for the bank before you now create cash and bank.
yeah, so you have to go to this main account and just click here, and then just say Bank of America, and then this is your which type of account.
It's a balance sheet.
It's asset category. If you require, just click on that, or you can skip right now. Let's keep it that. Now our important part is this, that is what, and then immediately you have to say this account could not be used manually, so do not allow manual entry. That is important. Where is that?
Give me
Sorry,
Vicks.
main account code is different. The code should be 123100, and then save this. Once you save, I think I made a mistake. I just updated the original one. Is it what? Do this close. So now your main account is created for this Bank of America. Let's create one more. Data, asset, save, and then select this. Okay. So this is two main accounts we created for bank. So now you have the accounts in your chart of account. Close this setup. I hope number sequencing is there, because now
Yeah.
we have, yeah, great. So now go to the bank module, cash and bank accounts, create new, routing number right now you can just skip, bank account. Now this account number is your actual bank account, okay, what is given by your bank.
Okay.
Now this is the limit actually. So for example, this is your uh, Bank of America, and number is, there are two accounts, so 0001. What I suggest, give last four digit for example. So your bank account number is 12.
Did we lose Rahul?
Who
Number
we
you have
can
to give
give?
here.
Okay.
So this is your actual bank account number which given by your bank,
Mm-hmm.
and this is the code for internal use. So now what I did, I use this 5625 as this number, so that one, one, two, three, four, five, six, and then you select the main account for that. So this will be useful for your selection, and this code is used for to understand or recognize that okay, this is my 5625 account. And the name is that this is current account, for example, you select current account, just for your understanding. In the groups, you have to, don't have groups, you go to the view details, create new group. So I said CC current account. Other details like address, who is the contact in person from that bank, and all these details you have to update later. But currency is important. Your currency is Canadian dollar, so just select that Canadian dollar. This is minimum you have to select, so that whenever you create the any bank, system will automatically choose this currency. Now you select this bank group from here. Okay. After that, if you have active from active to, you can put that from which date this bank account is activated. And if you close this bank, you can just select the close of this account, this date, so that you system will not operate, will keep this operational if your account is closed. Okay. Rest of the all setups are there, like what are the details you need, SWIFT code account, IBAN account, company ID, post account. So all these are now country specific, like IBAN, if you want to put IBAN account, SWIFT code you have to put there. So you have to go with this one by one, see that what is applicable for you. There is an advanced bank reconciliation that I will tell later. Don't say yes here right now. If there is a check, so what is the fees journal? So we have to select the journal, collection account, discount account. Lot of things are there. If you are configuring all these things, you can assign that. And then final is the financial dimension. In financial dimensions, now I think there is no dimensions attached to your structure, so you can't find any dimensions, because in your structure you have not added any dimension yet. Okay. So what are the mandatory fields in the Bank of America? Account, your account number, main account to billing, and the name and the currency. group. These are the mandatory fields. Just create that and your bank is ready. I think this is the one which we are trying, but please keep that. Bank accounts. Yes. So your this bank is now created. So as soon as you click on the bank accounts, you will get to know what is my account number, what is the name, what is the group, what is the actual account number, which main account it belongs to, and what is the currency. Correct? So it's a very simple way to create a bank account. Let's create another bank account. That I think Ola can create that another bank account. After creation of the bank account, you have to use this bank account in your payment screen. So now before we do, suppose you have to create the checks. You are going payment through the checks. So what is the configuration is here? Go to the setup and then there is a layout. So go to the checks and instead of free just give fixed. I will tell you what is the difference between fixed and free. So just give fixed and then it's not electronic payment as of now. You check US format and then go to the layout. From the layout you have to decide like how many mm's. See, these are all setups which you need to configure. Into from bottom 01 mm. These are all setups which will be needed when we design the check. We can attach a signature if you have two signatures which you need to print on your check. So there are two things now. Earlier bank provides the checks or you can say leaf, check leaves, and we write down on by our hand and give the checks to the vendor or the one who want. Now bank has provided a facility that okay, you print your own check. Okay, that is also available. So for that they will give you the stationery. They can give you the stationery. So sometimes that stationery is A4 size, or sometimes that stationery is for smaller size. So depends on your stationery, you have to design that. So now if it is your A4 size stationery where you want to print your signature and all, you can click on this yes for signature, and from the signature you should print the digital signature whatever is there. You can have the you can print the digital signature. So right now I will just select something small if I have small pics, or I can just go to the paintbrush, create one signature. Suppose I use my signature like this, and okay, this is my signature. So what I will do now, I will just save this file and then save as a GIF or this thing. Signature you will get from the There is a signature, digital signature verification is department. From there you have to get that signature validated. And then select this. So your signature is appearing here, so it will be printed. If you have two signatures, you can select this and you have to select this also. You have a limit, first amount limit is also there for this signature, and there is a amount limit for another also. So here say no.
Can there be more than two signatures?
Pardon?
Can there be more than two signatures? More than two signatures.
Mode. I'm not getting.
Can we have more than two signatures?
More than two? No, no, no. There is no facility. In system, there is only two options for two only.
Okay.
Okay.
But if the client part of your real life implementation says our policy is three people must sign a check, that means that's the customization.
Yes, it is a customization.
Okay.
Now these are all basic things which we have set up for the check layout, and once we have this set up, just save this. After this, you can have a company logo on this thing. If you want a company logo to be printed, you select some company logo and select that logo here. I'm just selecting one of random logo, and then now this will be printed at the center of this, and then close this, save this, close this. Okay. So logo will be printed. If you want, you can have, these are all setups to align, design the check, and print test will show you that how your check will looks like. So length must be at least 99.6. So it's a A4 size what we are taken. So your paper length should be maybe 100, for example, and then save this. So this is the format in which we are designing, and it will just tell how it looks like. So your check will be looks like. So now what is happened, by default it took only the standard design. Okay, it took only standard design, but as a customization we have to now change all this design to grid printed your logo and all. So that is not there, but in your layout you have to add that. It will not add by default. It is just added into your environment. It is here, but system will pick up this signature when technical person or the developer will choose this. There is a path where it's saved. Now from that path it will pick up and print here. Okay. So these are the very basic things which we have covered for check layout. Now next step is that once the check layout is designed, you have to create checks. So this is what we have covered in the setup part. Now we have gone to the layout now. Okay. Now go to the manage payment. In manage payment, you have to create the checks. So related information, click on the checks. And if you see there is no checks is available right now, so there is no data. Let's create the check first. Setup, layout. Yeah, this is here. So in the setup itself, there is a check number here. So click on the check number. Now, if your check numbers are provided by your bank, and that check number, first number is your 5621. This is the number. for example. So you have to create this from here, and you got the list of bunch of 100 checks. So you have to create 100 and say okay. So what happened now? You have created 100 checks into your bank. So if you look here now in this check number, or go to the manage payments and then checks. We already created checks, right? Setup checks, creation of check, these two 100 quantity we created. So now the next number, see here. So these are the checks which we already created. This is a complete list. Automatically system will choose 100, 1, 2, 3, 4 for these checks. So 100 lists are created. The next number will be automatically, if you try to create the next check again, you go here and try to create check, so it will take next number which is available. But if your leaf is different, you can put the another number and create number of quantities. Okay, so checks are created, layout is designed. Then what are mandatory fields here, which we have already done. Reconciliation we will see later. Control, okay, that balance, there is no balance anyways right now. To check the balance for your account, you can click on this balance, it will show the bank balance. Okay, so this is what we have to create the bank and the respective configuration. Now once you create the bank, you can use that bank for your payments. So first transaction what we want is deposit some amount into the bank. What is the transaction? Deposit. When you open the bank, what they will say, okay, how much you are depositing? You said, okay, we will deposit $10,000 and let's start open the account. Okay, so the first entry will be deposit amount into the bank, correct? So what will be the debit and credit? Tell me. Ola, when we deposit amount into the bank, what will be the entry? Guys, are you there?
Sorry, are you talking to me?
Oh, sorry. Go ahead. So what I am asking is that when we deposit some account amount into the bank, what should be the transaction? What will be debited and what will be credited?
Hmm. Yes, some of these accounting entries get you credit bank, right? The bank account. Is that correct?
No.
If you debit money to the bank, you debit bank is an asset. You credit the customer who is paying you or whoever is paying for it.
Yes. So now, as we are opening a new bank account, we will deposit from our pocket. So we can say a bank will be debited and cash will be credited. Okay. If we deposit directly cash into bank while opening, your bank account will be debited and your petty cash or cash will be credited. Okay. So now we should have both the accounts in our chart of accounts. So let's check whether you have petty cash account. So I'm going to the general ledger module, go to the chart of accounts and main accounts and see what are the accounts available. So we have only 3 accounts. We don't have petty cash. So let me create one petty cash account for you. Just create 1, 2, 3, and then I said 001. This is my petty cash. This is my asset account again. So just select asset. And again, this will not be ticked here. It's a normal ledger account. So save this. Currency, if you want, you can put currency by default, but not mandatory. So petty cash account is created. Now you can post the entry. So go to the journal. Now here, now if you have no journal names, if you see in your crash, this is your company which you have no journal names has been created. Okay, so you need to create the journal. So if we say it's a contra, daily type, voucher series, let's select the voucher series something and save, close this, select this journal. Okay, I am depositing, deposit, go to the lines, then go to the this, select the bank account, go to account, from the account select the bank which you have, select that bank, and opening, you deposited $5,000 for example, and then credit you have to skip, offset account is your same company but your ledger and then your petty cash ledger. Okay, so that's it. You have debiting to the bank and crediting to your petty cash, and then just post it. So transaction is posted, check the voucher, what got debited, what got credited. You can see here your Bank of America is debited and your petty cash is credited. So when you say Bank of America, it will also show the ledger. So this is the ledger which you link to the Bank of America. This got debited and this got credited. Close this. Now go to the bank. Go to the bank and check what is your bank balance. Go to the bank and see this is the bank and click on the balance. You will see your bank having now $5,000 balance. If you go to the transaction, you will see what are the transactions posted to that bank, on what date, what is the voucher number, what type of transaction it is. If it is reconciled, you will see a tick over here. It is not reconciled, it is blank. You can filter reconcile and reconcile transaction from here. There is no reconciliation, so it's a blank. Then if you want to click and see what exactly happened, so click on the transaction and then you can also see the invoices or original document. It will take you to the line levels where it actually posted with the journal, and you can see the journal from here. What I mean, you can go from that transaction level to the actual line level to drill down and check what exactly happened to that transaction, who has approved, who has deposited, all details you can drill down from the bank itself. Correct? So we have created bank, we have created some transaction, and we posted, we check the balance. Okay, so now you go to the trial balance and go to the journal ledger module and check on the trial balance. So here you will see the inquiries and reports and trial balance. Click on trial balance and just say calculate. you can see your trial balance showing two accounts which are posted, and it is always the zero. So one debit and one credit. So it will always balance as a zero. Okay. So this is what you have to check, and you have to do some transaction for the bank.